What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima,
This is not
not
another damn
another
podcast.
damn podcast.
Presented by
Our damn self.
Phelps, episode 389.
389. Boop,
Yeah.
boop.
hmm Sun's cooking, but don't be alarmed. Don't be fooled by that. It is very cold outside right now. Yeah, we are officially in December. So yeah, December's
And for the
here.
people who kept complaining, when's it going to get cold? Here you go. Because
Yeah.
people, it's not getting cold. It's October. It's still 75 degrees. It's November. It's still warm. The trees, the leaves haven't fallen. This. Now look at you. Now we in the house cold. Can't go outside. But I mean, we knew it was
Yeah.
coming.
Raised a little bit. We now, oh, it's nice and warm. Now we in the mid 20s, but it was like in the teens, like for like just an hour ago. So
I know the other day when I took the kids out, and they was like, "Oh, it's just cold." Like just stepping out the car for like a second, they were like, "Mommy, it's cold." I'm like, "I know, baby." Like, I
December,
know.
December weather does. Yeah.
Like, can we drink hot chocolate? I said yes. So I'm like, we're going to do hot chocolate today. Like I bought the whipped cream and stuff, and we have chocolate syrup, so we're gonna make it. I'm not a barista or anything, but I'm gonna try to make it as pretty as I can. I'm gonna try, but it might not look like how it does at Starbucks or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah. Mm.
And we're gonna sit in the house and just drink hot cocoa and enjoy our day.
Well, how the hell was your Thanksgiving, kid? We coming off the heels of Thanksgiving right now. Yeah.
It was very nice because I didn't have to host. And I kept on going back to that
That's
because
you got to be a guest this time. Yeah.
I got to be a guest. I did bring my macaroni and cheese, a 7-Up cake, and some corn muffins. That was my contribution to the feast because it was like kind of like a I guess you can say we kind of did like kind of like a similar like a Friendsgiving type thing where like everyone brought like their dishes and we kind of brought our stuff and we had a nice spread. We had a good nice spread of food. Got some good eating done. We started early because we ate and then we ate again. And then the kids just had a ball. They were upstairs watching a movie. So the kids, they were just like
Okay.
once Ariana saw those other kids, like I'm like, okay, my child's not thinking about me now at this point. So
Yeah.
and then Khalil, he left me too. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
the kids are okay.
I stayed in, cooked a little something, something.
Hmm,
Had a pretty decent Thanksgiving. Yeah.
nice.
I didn't watch a movie, but what I did watch was some football. Ooh
I was
wee.
going to skip that part, but no,
Bears,
we can't skip it. I know.
Bears, Lions. Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, I didn't
Uh,
expect much because the Lions are they a Super Bowl bound seemingly. I know anything can happen between now and the Super Bowl is still a ways off. But it's like the Lions, they looking pretty solid right now.
Pretty
So going
legit.
going in, I said like it's probably gonna be a bloodbath. It wasn't surprisingly. It's like the Bears were actually in that game
It
at the end.
started off kind of bloodbathy
Yeah,
because
yeah. The
I remember when we were on our
because
we were
Bears couldn't get in possession. That's why the Lions
this
had possession of the ball like 70-80% of the time. Bears are like
well,
20
this is
30.
what was happening. So I was finishing up my last batches of mac and cheese. So Marcus was gonna go and drop it off at where we were having Thanksgiving at. And then he came upstairs and he's like, I've seen enough. Like the game, he was just like, I've seen enough. Like I'll take the stuff over to the house, take it over there because he was like, yeah, I've seen enough. So he was just kind of like, But then once we got to the person's house, and then we were like, oh, like like okay, and then the man, how you hear like we could hear there you go, okay, it ain't over. We're like, okay, it ain't over,
It
and
was
then.
back to back what could have been field goal situations, which is wild and shit. Yeah.
So at what point do you just say, let's call a timeout? I mean, I've never coached football. I've never played football. I've been watching football maybe for like the last maybe like around 20 years, give or take. I got into the football
I've been
like
watching
football.
I've been
Like
watching
the Devin Hester years, it's like when I started watching the Bears.
Peyton.
Yeah, I've been watching since like the Devin Hester years. I've been watching
First,
that.
when I really first got into it was like watching with our dad, of course, like
Yeah,
the '85 Bears, like that's the season. Like it
which was
just
40 years ago now, almost
yeah,
at this point.
turn 40 next year. Yeah, coming up. Yeah. So that's my introduction. Like, yeah, as a youngster watching
As a young
football.
tyke,
Dad, yeah. Thinking, ah,
whippersnapper watching.
this is the greatest thing ever.
This Peyton guy is pretty good. Like that, he's pretty good. Well,
And one
I like that fridge guy. Look at him.
McMahon, he's cool. Like, yeah, you got the shades and everything. Yeah.
Oh, he had the L mullet. Didn't he have a nice mullet?
The cool hair.
Yeah, real
Mongo.
Miami Vice-ish his hair. Yeah.
Steve McMichael with the ponytail looking like Steven Seagal, like he was cool. Like they all look cool as shit. They look cool as shit. All of it. That's what it said.
Can't forget Willie Gault.
Willie and shit with he had the moves and shit. He had the moves like Jagger and shit.
Did he take ballet? I think.
He did. That's why I learned football players studied ballet. Like Willie Gault was like one of the first ones I remember hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I watched, like, I could see like the training and like the way he plays. Like I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get more yards when you start making it like little grand jetés. You can make more yards doing that. Just a tip for you guys out there. It's a tip.
Singletary with his specs, like he still was cool. Like even though he looked like a school teacher, like yeah.
So we're talking about the happy times because like we have to
I had to go
have to
way
keep from
back.
crying.
I didn't even go back to like just like a few years, the Lovey era and shit. I went back to the Mike Ditka era. I went way back.
You got to keep from crying. We went back to the Bears when we were at the super fans.
The
We need the
Bears,
super
just said,
fans
yeah, I went
back.
back to the super fans era. It's like
It
yeah,
ain't be the same since the super fans stopped being at the games. We need them back because
right.
maybe we can let's get Norm back. Come on, Norm from Cheers. Let's come on back.
Over. And comes like the later eras, like I said, like the next era was the one you were talking about, the
Yeah, that's the era that I started watching football
Brian
in.
Urlacher, the
Hmm.
Lex
Lance Briggs.
Briggs, the Devin Hester.
Yep.
It's like Grossman / Cutler, depending on what year. Like that's who was like
Yeah.
quarter, and it's like yeah. Thomas Jones, Cedric
Hmm.
Benson, like that team. Robbie Gold, the GOAT. Let's go, yeah. That
Hmm.
era of Bears.
Peanut Tillman.
Yeah, Tillman, yeah. It's
Hmm.
like that's the next like good era, I would say. Yeah. Was like that era of Bears football. It's like, yeah. Um
This season.
Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall. I was thinking like who the receivers.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, I like the Brandon Marshall era. Oh, that had nothing to do with football, but
Yeah, that was like good times.
and then Khalil Mack when he came, because like I just had Khalil.
Yeah, he
So
came later. Like
I had my Khalil when
after
Khalil
a lot of those
came.
guys, yeah, he came later. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now we end. You know, I do like the kid. I like Caleb Williams. Like he had a solid game, but not much else I can say about that game. Not much else.
So the coach doesn't call a timeout, and
With
they
like
were
32 seconds, yeah. They down 3, yeah. You it's a field goal and shit, yeah.
and they were right by, like they showed the line where it's like field goal line
All you
right
gotta do,
here.
yeah, you
You're right here.
one snap and shit, and then like depending on what happens, like if you can get the touchdown, you go for the win. It's like yeah, but if you don't get the touchdown, you call time, kick the field goal. Like that's really all you had to do. Either you make it or you miss it, but at least you got a shot and shit. Yeah. So yeah, you make one snap, like get the completion or not, whatever happens, and then you call. If you don't get it, you ain't got to worry about calling time. But let's say you make the completion, they get the tackle, you immediately call time. It's like you make the completion is wide open, then you go for the end zone. I'm going for the I'm right. You go for the touchdown. Then it's like, but whatever it was, like they didn't even get a snap and shit like that shit. It's like
I know I just heard the reaction of all the
clock
men.
was just running. I'm like, okay, yes, 30, 20
I think I
seconds,
was in the kitchen.
15 seconds. It's like, what are you doing? It's
I think
like,
I
yeah,
may have been in the kitchen when that was happening. 'Cause I just heard the what the fuck. I just heard like all the guys like what the They were like,
Mm.
because Marcus was sitting like right by he was like right by the TV. He was sitting right there. He's like, he was like, what the?
So it all goes to zeros. They don't even get it. They don't even get to. They don't even get to take a shot at the field goal. They never get close to field goal range because they never even got off a play. The clock just ran out and shit. Yeah,
At
but
least let me have a chance to lose my game. Like, let me, I want to
at
be,
least the Minnesota game, the kick was blocked, so like you had a
it
chance.
was blocked.
Yeah,
So,
just like you had a chance at least to feed the defense was this is better defense. That's all. Yeah, they just
mhm.
blocked the kick. That's all. But you didn't even
And
get it.
then with the other one where they caught the Hail Mary,
Now
like,
I
okay,
forgot. You were up that one. It's like yeah, they just they made they Hail Mary. Like say yeah,
yeah, Hail
took a
Mary.
shot in the dark and just we made the shit. Okay, that's all that was. So like those ones were like upsetting. This was just upsetting because of incompetence like this one. So long story short, Matt Eberflus out of there. He fired him and shit. Yeah, like fired him like probably right before he even had Thanksgiving dinner and shit. Like he was already fired. Yeah.
They
Boy, even
did
got
like
down. Boy, he got to enjoy his turkey and dressing and
they
whatever. He
did
was
like
already
Chris Gibson
fired.
from Vibe when they like scraped his name off.
Yeah, he was already fired. Yeah.
As soon as it's like, okay, he didn't get that, they just started scraping his name off the door.
He
Like,
didn't have a very happy Thanksgiving at all. It's like they said, nah, you can get out of here and shit. Yeah,
yikes.
that was garbage.
And then that's the first time in history that the Bears fired mid-season. They said this is for in the 100+ year
They've
history of
never.
this
That's how
organization.
bad that play was. They
They've
said
never
you have effective immediately, not into the season. Effective immediately. That's what
because I thought in the season because since they had never fired mid-season, I'm like they've
I've
never
been
fired
like going
mid-season.
back to like a couple of games.
They've
I've
never
been said
done
like
it.
he's probably gonna get fired at the end of the season. I didn't see that Thanksgiving firing coming. That I can honestly say that caught me off
That
guard.
was a Black Friday sale right there for real. They just
It was a Black Friday for him for real and shit. Yeah.
flashing prices right there. That was a flash right there.
Like the one of the
Like,
lowest points ever. The last time the it was like last time we had a moment similar to this was the double doinks by the Tony Parkey. You remember that whack ass kicker that they had
yeah.
the double doink? It's like he pretty much fired him right after they got rid of him right after that too.
Because if I say double doink in front of Marcus, he just goes like this. Like, why did you bring that up? He's like, why would you bring that up? So he still is. But as Bears fans, it's like we just
Tony was
can't
it
let
Cody? I
go.
think Cody Parkey. I don't even remember his name. I said Tony Parkey. That's the fucking.
I know you Parky like parquet butter, and people call him parquet.
I said Tony like I said Tony like fucking this
Tony Parker.
Cody Parkey. I don't even remember his name. That's all terrible. I know
It was
Parkey.
Kodia.
Parkey was his last name. I think it was Cody Parkey. I don't fucking. It
I
doesn't
know he was
matter.
terrible.
They got rid of him right after that. I know that.
I know they had the
And
man
he
say that
may or may not have done. He may or may not have ever like kicked again. Like his
they said he jumped in the car, and they said this is him on Lakeshore Drive. They show someone jump in the car, like the
NFL
Jeremy.
career might have ended that day. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he never like played in the league again after that.
Yikes.
But
But maybe Bears fans, we can we can start to feel some joy and some relief because your week really does get ruined when, especially when it's they could have won.
it
You,
was
you could
there.
have won.
It was right there.
And that would have been a statement like that you beat like that the champs. Was like you beat the
The
people
number
who
one
are
team in the conference.
a team that a team that looks like they're going there,
A 10-1 team you could have beaten. Shit, yeah.
but you didn't.
That would have
You
been like
didn't.
okay, like yeah, we proved that we ain't on bullshit. It's like it would have proved that at least. I know. I'm pulling up the wrong thing and shit. Yeah.
And then he consistently said that. Then he stood by his decision. I think that was the moment
That's
they said
why they
you're fired.
fired
When
him.
he's
Like,
like,
yeah, if he had
like
said,
he
like,
said
if
he
he had
stood
said,
by it.
yeah, I fucked up, my bad, like he'd still be here. They would have gave him to the end of the season at least. It's like, yeah,
He said, I stand by my decision.
So all you do, well, yeah, stand by this and shit. Yeah, they handed him that pink slip right away.
Because
So
even
yeah,
DJ, like
it's
DJ Moore hopped in. DJ Moore was like, "What the hell?"
the stupidest shit I ever seen in my life, basically.
DJ Moore like threw him under the bus, and then he's like, "I stand by my decision." What?
This nigga
I
said,
think that's what got him fired right then and there. The fact that he said, "I
I believe
stand by my,"
100% that's what got him fired.
because otherwise they would have been like, "Okay, end of the season, you out here." But
Yeah, I think they would have given him to I think he was fired either way, but they would have gave him to the end of the season, like usually. But that shit is like, okay, you stand by it, okay, stand by this and shit. Yeah.
but one, but once and again, they haven't been the same since they fired Lovie Smith. They have
I
not
was
been the
looking for
same.
the stats and shit, yeah. Because like every coach since them has had a losing record and shit.
Lovie Smith was 10-6 when they fired him. He was 10-6. So why was Lovey fired?
Now
And I saw the meme, the silly
they
meme
had
where they
Mark
flipped
Trestman, John Fox, like a couple of others. I don't even remember who all they had and shit. Yeah.
Nagy.
Nagy, thanks. I was like,
They had
yeah, I
Nagy.
totally blocked him out and shit.
Who flipped us off on the candy one time because we were driving to the outlet mall and then Matt Nagy flipped off Marcus.
Hilarious.
He did. We were like, wait a minute, is that Matt Nagy? He just flipped you off.
Wish you could have recorded that. That'd have been
I wasn't ready. Because we look like, oh shit, that was Matt Nagy. He said Marcus.
that would have been hilarious. So is that the year he got fired or not? You don't remember? It's like, it was that. Is that the year he got fired?
That's why you got fired for flipping off Marcus.
That's the year he got fired. Is that his karma for flipping you off? It's like
That
he
was
got
his karma
fired.
for flipping us off.
That's the year he got fired. But yeah, like they didn't had like about I think 4 coaches since Lovey and shit. I was
Mhm.
pulling up the stats, but the internet ain't it ain't
Internet,
give it ain't
yeah.
give me what I want right now and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I did see that stat, that graphic, and he was the only one who had a winning because I want to say Lovey was like 80 something and 60 something his record. But the other guys were like,
He had a winning record. Usually made the playoffs. I got it. Yeah. No,
you got it now? Okay.
I'm a determined motherfucker. You can't stop me and shit. Yeah. Lovey Smith, 81 and 63, 3
There you
playoff
go.
appearances and a Super Bowl
And Super Bowl
appearance.
appearance. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mark Trestman, I remember this clown. It was like he didn't last long. Yeah, 13 and 19. Like they got rid of him real quick and shit. John Fox, who like I thought they would have more success with him. They didn't. 14 and 34, terrible and shit. Yeah, it's like, Nagy, yeah, like yeah, homeboy and shit. Yeah. He did have a winning record, but that was almost it was mid though, 34 and 31. So he was mid and shit. Yeah. 500. It's like pretty much it. And then Everfluss, yeah, 14 and 32. So he was almost as bad as John Fox and shit. It's like yeah.
I'm not laughing.
And it's like saying this is like we're gonna call it the Lovey Smith curse. It's like the curse,
I
like
saw
the
the
curses
meme.
of Bambino and shit.
I saw the meme of Celie when she puts the hex. It said, Lovey did the hex. Unless you do right by me, he did the hex. He said.
None of these coaches been shit. It's like it
But you
happened
gotta do
before
people
too. With
right.
after when they fired Ditka, they went through the Dave Weinstead, what's Dick Duran. They had a bunch of
Oh
terrible coaches
gosh.
during
I don't
that
even know
time too.
those names.
Exactly. Yes.
The only name I know is Dicka and Lovey. Those are names like I do.
The only
Yeah.
ones that matter and shit. Yeah. None of the guys matter and shit. Mark Trestman, like who gives a fuck about none of these other guys matter and shit.
I remember people roasting Tressman. I remember that.
Because he came right after Lovey, he was terrible. I remember I was
People
like,
were roasting him.
this guy was one of the people. I was one of those people.
And then didn't Lovey go to my school? I want to say he went to Illinois
He
State.
was at Illinois for
I
a
think he
while.
went to Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, I think they fired him. I think yeah, he should get another shot at the NFL. Just not with the Bears. Somebody should give him a shot. It's like
Yeah, I think so.
should get another NFL opportunity and shit. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so what's the name? It's probably NFL bound too now. Was after I think Coach Prime or something. I expect him to take the Cowboys and not the Bears. I see the Cowboys because that's where he had most of his success and shit.
Yeah.
Like, and Chicago was like Chicago was kind of like I don't think Chicago would take to Coach Prime. It's like, you know how our media can be and shit. It's like he'd be a little too Hollywood for Chicago, I think. But I think that's what if he does go NFL, like yeah, Cowboys is most likely where I see him ending up and shit, which they suck now too. So yeah, they but enough of that nonsense. I
But
just
yeah, no Super Bowl appearance for the Bears. What that comes down to, no Super Bowl appearance at all.
mm. We had a couple of milestones we hit in two of the greatest albums of all time. All time. It's
Hmm.
like, yeah, 30 years ago, I think the 29th or something, it just passed 30 years ago, and Mary J. Blige's My Life hit the stores. Dun, 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 dun. Y'all know My Life. Dun,
I'm
dun,
doing the Mary J dance.
dun.
Go, Mary.
Which
Go,
is still
Mary.
Mary's
Go,
greatest
Mary.
album to me.
Go, Mary.
My Life, My Life, My Life, My
Yeah,
Life.
my life got people through some things. It did.
You Bring Me Joy. I'm
Hmm.
Going Down. Like it has some bangers, man. It's like
Hmm.
she did the Mary Jane Girls joint she sampled on there.
Hmm.
She sampled the Curtis Mayfield joint. It's like it was some bangers on there. It's just my life. Like that's a press play album right there. It's like,
My little preteen self was in there singing like I was like singing the pain that Mary was singing.
cause all you
My
do
little
is be
self,
happy. That's why.
my little self in there trying to sing the songs. Like, I'm not going through no pain. Like, what am I talking about?
And that's not the biggest one. Yeah. 42 years ago, we just had the anniversary. Because this is November of 82 album dropped. Yeah.
Gotta do the
So
monster
Billy
walk.
Z beat it. Want to be starting something. Human nature, like just PYT, banger after banger after banger, man.
Lay in my life.
Lady in My Life, man, just bangers, man. Solid bangers, yeah.
Which goes to show you that you don't need 1,000 tracks. Like Thriller was what, 8 tracks?
Tracks and like six certified bangers and shit, like almost all bangers and
So the
shit.
phrase that they say, 8 is enough.
Yeah,
8 was enough. You didn't need a prelude, an intermission, a second intermission, a second interlude, whatever. You know how they have like on all those.
yeah.
Skit 1, skit 5.
Only guess you needed was Vincent Price and shit, like on
Yeah.
Thriller.
Darkness comes across the land.
That's the only sketch you need. It was Vincent Price's.
Midnight hour is close at hand.
That's all Mike needed and shit.
Oh, he needed. He didn't need all the extra theatrics of that.
So yeah, yeah, to honor Quincy Jones, yeah, that's what shout Thriller, because like who produced the album? Yeah, Quincy Jones was the Thriller produced the
So even Courtney Jones never produced another thing. He could have said,
that
I produced
alone is like
Thriller.
that alone made him
I
like
produced Thriller.
put you in GOAT status there, that album alone.
You get this. I produced Thriller.
That's GOAT
One of
status.
the greatest albums ever in history, ever.
If not the greatest album in
Yeah.
history.
If it's not one, it's two. If it's not one to you, it's probably two
According to
because of the
Apple,
higher.
according to Apple Music, it was two. God damn it. The miseducation. Nothing against you, Lauren, but you sit this one out like you do with being on time with your shows. Like we'll let Mike have this one. Miseducation could be top five, but it's not.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I put
but
Thriller one and Purple Rain two. That should have been the
yeah.
top two on that list. Now you start getting
Awesome Key of Life, probably three.
you start debating some of the other stuff. Yeah, after those. Yeah.
What's going on, probably four, kind of
Let's do our top 10 right now. Won't you? Fuck
kind of
it.
going like that.
Then maybe Miseducation come in somewhere like that second half of the top 10
Mhm.
something. I'm
Yeah.
biased. I'm putting Midnight Marauders in there, so that goes like I'll put it like 8 or 9. Like, yeah, I won't put it in there. Yeah. Yeah,
I
so
might put Jill Scott right out the top 10, like maybe like 11. Who is Jill Scott Volume 1? I
uh,
might put that like number 11.
coming off
I'm
the
biased, but
bench, maybe. Yeah.
Janet Jackson Control
Mary,
might be
my
top
life,
10.
I'll put in the top 10. My life, I'll put up there.
Control would probably be top 10 too. Control, I
Control in
say.
my life, I'll put those.
Yeah, I say, yeah.
How many is that? Yeah.
I lost count.
Okay, Thriller, Purple Rain, Songs in the Key of Life, What's Going On, My Life, Miseducation. I have Midnight Marauders, what Control.
Control.
It was like two more. We almost at our 10. Yeah. We almost there.
Okay, let's move Jill Scott then.
Okay, we'll
Move
pull
Jill
out
Scott up there.
that one more.
You want more?
The spot is gonna be very important too, like so we can't waste it and shit. So much music out there and shit too.
Not gonna be Frank Ocean.
Yeah, not tornado. Not that bullshit.
Frank
I'd rather
Ocean.
I'd rather put Kanye College Dropout, and I'm not even putting that there, but that's like that's an honorable mention. Illmatic Nas honorable mention.
Hmm.
The Blueprint Jay-Z honorable. The Black Album honorable mention is like yeah, like these are honorable mentions and shit. Like
Chronic.
Chronic, maybe that might take it. Maybe
Chronic.
we put it. We have it there lurking for now.
I
Chronic is such
was
an
just thinking
important.
about like what were influential albums that came out during my
Chronic is
life.
such an important album too. Like
Chronic was, yeah.
yeah, mm, yeah. It's like yeah. I might just go with the fucking Chronic just so we. Yeah. But yeah, look up that Apple's like music 100. Look, I don't want to break it down again now. So I'll pull it up again. But hey, it was too time consuming. It was already time consuming the first time we broke it down. So yeah, we're not doing that
Some
again.
of them choices were
Like Frank Ocean was like in the top 5. I'm like, hmm? I Swaggy Pete faced that shit. I was like Frank
yeah, I
Ocean.
was like Frank Ocean.
So
If you ask anybody who's your favorite singer, said Frank Ocean said no one ever. So I said no one.
even Frank Ocean was like, huh? Really? He's like, he's okay. You got Thriller, you got Purple Rain, you got Abbey Road by the Beatles, and then you got me. It's like, well, one of these things is not like the other.
Go
Huh?
around to 100 people, and I guarantee not one person is going to say Frank
Even
Ocean.
Frank Ocean's mama wouldn't pick Frank Ocean and shit. Yeah. You probably would say Stevie Wonder or somebody like or Patti LaBelle or somebody like that.
Bill,
You probably wouldn't even say
Rita
Frank.
Franklin,
Even she wouldn't say Frank Ocean and shit.
Shaka Khan.
Shit. Even she would say somebody Rick James, somebody. It wouldn't be fucking Rick Frank.
Ricky Jay.
Those fucking street songs is my number 10.
Yeah, it was. Street songs was that shit. It was.
Rick James, bitch.
Oh, Lionel Richie. My mom said
Oh,
Lionel
yeah.
Richie.
Lionel Richie, yeah. It's like that.
She got down with the Commodores.
This is easy like Sunday morning.
Callie Wilson. She liked the Gap Band.
It's outstanding. The girl, you knocked me out. Shout out, tweet, tweet, tweet.
Hey, Frankie Beverly.
You make me
Lord
happy.
mercy him. But with all due respect, no one was picking Frank Ocean. I'm sorry. No one was picking him.
Yeah. Mm.
But the milestones, I'm just like, wow.
I
Like
saw that. I'm like, yeah, because
this time is just
I saw My Life. I'm like, damn, I remember I bought that album. That's how I know I was
30 years
old then. It's
ago.
like I bought that with my money. It wasn't allowance money. I bought that with money I earned on a job and shit. So that's what
Yep.
so
Y'all
I'm
hard
giving
earned
my
money.
age right now. It's like I bought that album. Probably at Sam Goody or something like that.
Polka dots.
Yeah, that I went and bought my what's the name?
Power Records.
Coops on 87th and shit. I went and bought the shit like with Dr. Wax and Hyde
Not
Park.
the
I went and
Coops.
bought it with my own money and shit. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that turned 30. Wow, okay, yeah. Of
And then
course,
Thriller's always been in my life. Like I don't ever remember my life without the album Thriller. So that's why I just have such fond
and I
memories because
do
all the
remember
Thriller
Thriller,
films.
and I do remember when Thriller dropped. It was like the biggest thing ever. I do remember that. It's like no other album like mattered after. Yeah, it's like we had other albums we liked before that, like even other Michael Jackson records. Once that came out, we were like, oh yeah, fuck all
Yeah,
those
no
other
one
records.
exists.
It's like that. Once that came out, it was like, yep. I'm with like dad with the putting it on the record player. Yeah, we had the record
Hmm.
player. We just rocking it. That was
And
it.
then he was the one who kind of started that whole trend of like the visual album. Like so having like the cool videos to go with all his songs, you know.
He took the music video and elevated because music videos before that were like usually like
Easy.
they either it's like two different varieties. It was like just like cheesy like look like they made it at the amusement park, like you know those
Yeah,
videos
the little, you know, like how it's like the little graphic
look
studio.
like
It's
the
like
Great
lights in the
America video,
background.
yeah. Or they were like
This one light.
or it was like a performance. It's like yeah, you were on stage, like yeah, they
Yeah.
recorded one of your performances
Like
and you
Earth, Wind, and
have to
Fire. It's all right. They all stay all right.
the whispers like and the beat goes on. Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
like
whispers,
yeah, it's
yeah.
like usually a performance like you like on stage like doing a performance or like one of those like or like Michael's early videos like don't stop till you get enough and rock with you. Those are like the cheesy fucking the Great America videos. It's
Like she in
like
that glitter jumpsuit and rock with you, that glitter,
it was like
that
yeah,
glitter.
Michael's early stuff was that and shit. It's like
It's
and then
cheesy.
once Billie Jean is like, okay, like, yeah, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. And then okay, that worked. Then Beat It. Let's take it even further. Let's do like West Side Story. Let's have a theme for Beat It and shit.
The gang with the
And like
choreographed knife fight.
and then the coup de grace, of course, was Thriller and shit. It's like now it's like it's a whole mini movie and shit, like a 14 minutes, however long it. Let's do a mini movie this time. It's like we're like a whole plot. Me and my girl are watching the movie and shit, and like we see I
American
turn into a
Werewolf.
fucking werewolf. Yeah, American Werewolf in London. Shout out John Landis and shit. Let's make a whole mini movie and shit then. And after that, it's never looked back. Music videos have pretty
Mhm.
much been that ever since. It's like
I remember I tried to walk on the sidewalk and hope the sidewalk would light up when I was a kid. 'Cause I saw Michael Jackson do it. I thought it would light up for me, and then I was mad when the sidewalk wouldn't light up for me. I was stepping
had the Billie Jean poster
like,
with the light in the sidewalk up. It's like,
because I was like trying to light it up. It just didn't work for me.
yeah,
I thought that I could do it too. I saw Mike would do it, so I wanted to do it. So yeah.
had
Telling our age now, but it's fine.
had a lot of posters with cats named Michael. This is Michael Jackson slash Jordan. I had
Jordan.
tons of posters of both of those guys as a kid.
And then you like Mike Tyson.
Tyson
So
never had a
yeah.
with Mike, but Mike was my other guy though. Yeah, like it was one on the boxing side.
Yeah. So we had some Mikes growing up. We grew up on Mike.
That's why the song "Would Be Like Mike" was big. It's like the
We
Gator.
grew up on Mike.
If I could be like Mike. More pop culture. Well, before we go into the next one, no surprise here. Diddy didn't have him a happy Thanksgiving. Like he got denied bail for the third time. So he tried it though. Yeah, on the that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, he had a bail hearing. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have a baby. I'm gonna have a happy Thanksgiving. A little baby oil. Take that." It's like, yeah. He's like, he's gonna have him a Thanksgiving freak off. They said, nope.
He probably tried to go, well, my children, you know how like he probably tried to play with the heartstrings of like, well, my children and da da this and no, you don't need to go home.
They said, nah, you're going because you're a flight risk and shit. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like we caught you at the airport about to board a plane. That's when we delayed
And
when we
once you
first
board a
raided you.
plane,
Yeah. So, you're trying to
going to see
Russell
Russell
Simmons
Simmons
that
is in
shit.
Bali right now. Just
Was
saying.
Ellen's ass to left and shit the country. She ran into a mudslide, so like that's people like that was karma and shit because like she immediately ran into a mucky fucking mudslide in the UK and shit. So
Yeah.
said, but we still know the real reason she left. Like said, was it Trump or was it Diddy? And she like we'll never know.
I think it's column A and column B. A little bit of both.
I think it's something definitely sus about all of that. Yeah, but What about Ashanti and Nelly? Have you heard the rumors swirling about them? They're saying possibly another baby.
Oh, with the baby and the, I mean,
Mm.
anything could be possible. Not sure she wants to expand her family, but
I can see like when you get past a certain
at the
age,
age that she's
you
at,
tend to have kids quick because you can't space them when you get past a certain age.
mhm.
Because like women, especially women, that biological clock is ticking. So like if you want to have like multiple children, you kind of got to have them back to back.
Because I've seen that. I've seen the people do the two under two, and then
Yeah,
or then sometimes you roll the dice and then you might get twins and you're like, whoa, now I got three under two. So then it's like, whoa, okay. That was kind of like, whoa.
yeah.
But I'm like, that's the couple that I am happy for. Like, I don't know these people, but it was good to see spin the block go right.
Oh baby.
That went right. Because like a lot of times people be like, oh, you need to spin the block again. Spin the block. It's like you should not spin the block with your ex. Please don't do it. I'm not being mean when I said
No
I'm
comment.
saying this with love.
No comment.
I'm saying this with love to our people. Maybe your mother, maybe other subliminal messages I'm throwing out there, but do not spin the block with your ex. Do not.
We
Because it's a reason why they're your ex.
right.
It's a reason why.
We tend to have fucking selective memory about.
Relationship amnesia,
So
I
when
call it.
you're not with somebody, all you remember is the good times. You don't remember all the whack shit that happened while y'all were together.
You like, oh yeah, well, and then you try to justify like, well, we were both in different places because he was trying to do this, I was trying to do this. So maybe now that we both got our shit together, now we can work. No, no. Because then when you get back together, you're gonna realize like you'll be in the honeymoon phase for a little bit, and then you'll
Maybe.
realize like, yeah. But I think that theirs was successful because it seemed like deep down they always were. It was like the pull, like they always were drawn to each other. It was always there, it felt like with them. And
And it so
Nelly ain't
happened
not cheating.
it might have happened sooner. They just weren't in the same circles for a while.
Yeah, they just
They
didn't
hadn't seen
cross
each
the
other in
path.
like 11 years or something before like
Mhm.
they before that incident had the verses. It's like it had been like 11 years since they had even seen each other in person. So like yeah, they kind of
That man glide, he did the glide to her. That man was like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
and
And
then she
Nelly been
like
like this the whole time.
and then
He
she
been cheesing since he been just
kind of took a shot at him on the post show, like on the IG live with Fat Joe and Remy, and then
yeah.
Nelly probably texted her immediately, like, "Girl, why you do me like that? Yeah, I really missed you, and I was happy to see you." It was
But
like
Nelly said he knew he was in when she gave him that hug, and then he said like she like rubbed his back, so he said that he knew that he was.
you could rub him on his back and say, "Baby, it'll be okay."
She didn't do the church hug, and then she didn't do like the you know how like that kind of thing. You don't. I'm not going to really hug you. I'm just going to kind of
Yeah.
lean in like that. She actually hugged and did like a little rub on his back, so he was like,
Mm.
okay, she doesn't hate me, okay.
Yeah.
But happy for that. If the rumors are true,
Has been heavily rumored, like have been confirmed, but like it's been a lot of talk about that.
I
So
want to see the baby because I bet the baby is probably adorable. I get why they haven't showed the baby yet because I mean, it's you live a public life, so you want to have something for yourself. Nothing wrong with that.
like
Absolutely nothing
Like
wrong with
Michael
that.
Jackson's kid, we didn't see that face till after his death. 'Cause he always
Yeah.
masked in public. Yeah, we never even. And he wore
Mhm.
the blanket. The other one, the blanket. Why he called it blanket? So he had a blanket over the youngest one.
And I said the one time we did see, I said we saw when they were like really small, like when they were on the cover of some, what was it, People or one of those magazines?
I don't
When they
even remember.
were,
I remember seeing them at his funeral. Like it probably was something
so we
before that.
saw them like one time when they were like really little. We saw them like one time. And then after that, we didn't see them anymore because they would wear masks, like whether it be the mask like that or like a Halloween mask. Like they would wear Halloween masks in public. And
But when I really saw him was at the memorial that the one that aired the public.
yeah,
And then you saw like, oh, okay, there's Prince Michael in Paris and blanket. Okay, yeah.
blanket.
You started seeing like
Blanket. But I mean, I get it, like wanting to have some privacy for your family. I get that. But I bet the baby's probably adorable. Probably a cute baby.
let's talk about Miss Wendy Williams.
No.
Um, not doing too well right now. Like she's battling dementia or something. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Aphasia, dementia, yeah.
yeah, she's,
So they've ruled her completely incapacitated now, her family.
yeah,
So she won't be,
won't be a.
it's not going to be a reverse of that. Like once somebody has been labeled as that, it's not, you don't turn back from that. So,
Yeah, it was big in New York, is where she started. Yeah, like where I first discovered her, at least in New York, morning radio at BLS, I believe she did mornings. I think it was BLS. Yeah.
mhm.
So she was big in New York, and then she segued into television and started doing it. And during the time when she was on radio in New York, I actually met her like at the radio station. Like she
Oh
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
her then husband Kevin Hunter were there, like because they were talking about syndicating the show like to where we were. So they were talking to my PD. It's like they weren't there. So I did meet Wendy like 20 years ago. So it was a while back. It's like yeah.
Did
I
you
was
say
like,
to her, "How you doing?" Did you say
oh,
it to her?
yeah, it really is because she got the very distinct voice. But yeah, it's definitely her.
I would say, "How you doing?" to her.
I didn't want to be that guy. I just say, hey. I should say, hey, how you doing? I just say, hey, what's up? I should say, hey, how you doing? But yeah, she was definitely a character and shit. Yeah, yeah.
I remember she was on the episode of Martin, like when they were doing the one with the with Kim Fields was on it,
Yeah. They had all
and
the radio jocks.
they were
Yeah,
at the radio conference. They actually
Andy
had real
Song was on
people.
there, Wendy Williams, Tom
Bonnie
was there, I
DeJong, I
think. Yeah,
think.
Bonnie was definitely there. 'Cause
Yeah.
Bonnie was working at GCI then, so she
Hmm.
was like the Chicago rep on there. So that Bonnie was, Tom Joyner was on there.
Joyner, they had real DJs.
That
And then Stan was trying to get Martin to sneak in because he didn't want to pay for him to go to the conference. So like he wanted Martin to sneak in because we know Stan was cheap because Stan didn't want to pay for him to go.
Wendy Williams was part of that scene. That's what it was.
Yeah.
They should do an episode like that now, so I could be in it.
Yeah.
Sitcom with like real radio job, doing it for selfish reasons, just so I could be on the episode.
Watching back, I was like, oh, they actually had real people.
I
Because as
saw
a kid,
Bonnie. That's when I saw. I was like, I mean, when I saw it originally, I recognized her right away. Oh, Bonnie the song, like yeah, from GCI. Like I remember that. Like that was cool. Yeah, I remember that.
they had real people there. So
Like
that was
way
cool.
before I had met. It was like well, I wasn't even
Mhm.
in radio yet. I was probably in high school when that episode there. It's like
That was
way.
a nice touch though to have the actual people there to have them. But prayers up for Wendy though, because she changed the whole Wendy Williams, like she gave the tea. She was the original tea spiller. Like she spilled that tea and we would be invested. Every time Wendy told something, we would be there like we would be Wendy talk, we listened and we enjoyed her shows. We
I
did.
put her on the Mount Rushmore of like black radio personalities. I put her on
Mhm.
it, definitely. So I got Tom and Doug, of course. It's like I put Wendy up there. I haven't decided on my fourth one
Do it
yet.
for the ladies, for the
But
chicas.
put her for like as far as black radio jocks, yeah, she goes on the Mount
Wendy's
Rushmore.
show was great. And then I like when she had her hot topic or her show, that she would be spilling all the tea and telling all the business and
Um,
a lot of stuff. And you look back, you say, Wendy wasn't wrong. A lot of that stuff that Wendy said, Wendy was right. She was.
she broke that story about Brandy and her ex and shit. Remember that?
Yeah.
The Wendy Williams show. When Brandy,
She's
when
so
it
cute.
turns out Brandy lied about being married, like that was on the Wendy Williams show. That story broke. Yeah.
She didn't lie. She had a spiritual commitment ceremony. It's just not a marriage, but it's a spiritual commitment ceremony. So she didn't lie, she said. We did have a connection. We did have a union. It just wasn't a legal union that's on paper and recognized by government.
Marriage is
But
not defined by a piece of paper. Marriage is like defined by like your feelings. It's like, yeah,
oh my
how you
gosh.
see that person. That's how marriage is. That's so
When
she was
people go
saying
to
shit like that basically.
yeah, when people go that route.
And then she discovered from the Breakfast Club Charlemagne and shit
Oh
when
yeah.
like yeah he started on her show. He was like a sidekick on her show. That's where
Hmm.
So that's why Charlotte he learned like from her, and then he took that and like elevated it when he went
Mhm.
to Breakfast Club with Envy and Yee. Now just Larry. So it's like yeah.
That's why he knows how to be messy.
Who his
He is the
mentor was.
messiest shit.
Yeah. We all
A
products of
mother.
we all products of our mentor. Like mine was Mike Love, his was Wendy Williams. We all products of our mentors.
You get the messiness from mother, as we say from mother. He do.
Yeah.
And that's why he was like when the stuff went down with Wendy's ex-husband, that's why he was there ground floor. So he
It's
knew
like yeah.
every
And he was burying dude too. Like
yeah, because
he
he saw everything in real time. Like if
had
you if
inside
you
information. He said I saw him with old girl like years ago. Like I knew that
mhm.
shit. It's like yeah, because his
Like
boy
when
was
you
trying to
on the
holler at
inside.
her and dude it was like the scene in Why Did I Get Married on
Oh,
when Sheriff Troy was trying to holler at was Trina was the
Katrina.
name. It was like that and shit like
Trina
because
ain't going nowhere with him.
Darla's homie was trying to holler at her and like dude was acting like real weird. It's like paranoid every time they were talking. So that's like we shit like that you'd be noticing. Okay, like
You
why
a
is he
whole
obsessed
married
about this?
man.
Yeah. And just because like his your boy, like another man is flirting with her, and your side chick is like nothing you can
That's
do
why I'm
about
glad that Charlemagne roasted him because he was like, Wendy didn't deserve that. Like he was a piece of shit. Like he just he went full in and just roasted the shit out of dude.
it.
But my hope is that Wendy, I'm hoping that she does have
Her affairs.
actual good family support around her who's not trying to take advantage of
Hope she
her. I
got her
hope that.
affairs in order, like her all of the paperwork and all of that done.
Yeah, I hope that all her paperwork is in order, and I hope that no one is trying to take advantage of her. Because that's the sad thing is that if somebody has dementia or any other type of Alzheimer or anything like that, where your memory is lost because once that kicks in, you do really become a shell of yourself. You really do. So stuff that like our mom has a friend who I think is suffering from dementia, or I know it's like a mental. And when she went to go visit her, she was like, "We've been friends for over 40 years," and then she just looked right through me,
Mm.
like she didn't know who she was.
Yeah,
And we had been friends for over 40 years. She's like, "We've been friends like that long," but she didn't know who I was
yeah,
because that's what happens. And it's important that I hope that she does have that somebody there who's loving and supportive. I'm not sure what her relationship is like with her son, or I'm not sure
yeah.
what their relationship is like.
Hope it's somebody that she trusts. That's
Yeah, I hope it's somebody that is there.
like it was a show on Apple TV featuring Sam Jackson's on Ptolemy Gray or something like that. He played a
Hmm.
character like that was suffering from like dementia and like how like
Mhm.
he it's only certain people that he could trust. It's like because like
Yeah.
and it wasn't always like family. It's like yeah, it's like people that your
Hmm.
family do you worse than like yeah, you're not.
Hmm.
Cause like one of his was it nephews, somebody like stole like one of his checks and shit. Cause he had like three checks he got per month. You know, like seniors they
Yeah.
get
Social
one.
Security pension,
He
whatever it
cashed
is.
one and like he it took the other two and shit or something like that. And like he was like, no, yeah, that's all you had. Like try to play it off because like yeah, like he didn't. I get three checks every month. Like, no, you don't. It's like, yeah. It's like he tried to deny it. That's one of the scenes that happened.
Mm.
But and he ended up he ended up burning him in the end. I won't spoil it, but yeah. And being a shithead ended up costing him big. It's like nothing.
I can imagine.
But what you got, kid? I've been talking.
Um, to hop over a little bit, more history that was recently made, a bright spot that happened with the Chicago Bulls. Congratulations to Zach LaVine because now
Oh
he's
yeah,
made the most amount of threes as a Chicago Bull.
yeah. He
So
passed Kirk Heinrich, I
he
believe.
just passed Kirk Heinrich. I think he's at 1050 now. I think
Yeah,
that's where he did.
counting.
Yeah, in counting. So when he made it that game, I said because I was watching it on TV, and then when he hit in there, they did the timeout, and then they congratulations, Zach LaVine. So they said that Kirk felt good about it. He's like, oh man, you know how he had to make a little joke, but records are meant to be broken. So,
Yeah,
and the fact that that record stood that long, that Kirk Heinrich held that record,
15 years, something like however
he
long.
held it for a while. But interesting to see now is like Kobe's like third on the list. So Kobe is climbing that list. Like he got there quick. Like Kobe's like an
Um, different
839er.
era. different era. That's why
It's gonna
now
be like an
cats
839.
cats shoot
Yeah.
more threes now. So like you probably gonna
Hmm.
see that record broken more frequently. Like in
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
So to see that he's climbing that list, because I know Ben
Already
Gordon
on
was
the
on the
team.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the other Bulls.
Like
Yeah.
back in the day, like shoot, cats shot a lot less threes, like the pre-Steph Curry era is what I call
Yeah.
it. Like post Steph Curry, like the 3-pointer is like a layup
Part of the
almost.
game. Like you got
Almost a
stretch
layup.
fives now in basketball. That didn't exist when we
Or
were
if it did,
watching
it was
early
like
on.
weird and shit. Like Manute Bol would shoot threes. It was just weird seeing like a
Yikes.
7 like shooting three. And we used to roast him, and now half the league is Manute Bol. It's like back in the day we used to roast
The
him for that.
6'11" guy just pulled up and just hit a three. Just drained it to the 30 footer. It's 6'11.
Yeah. But back 30 years ago, yeah, we roasted cats for that. It's like you like 7 feet and you like not even go inside, dog. It's like that. It's like,
But that was the bright spot that came out of the loss. Like they did lose to Boston, so it looks like practically they're out of the cup contention, it looks like.
which I still don't
They
understand.
said it looks like it's kind of done for them.
And it's Boston, so yeah,
Because
yeah.
that game was important because it was like if the Bulls won, then they had the tiebreaker against Atlanta because they beat Atlanta and then for the group or whatever. So I still don't understand the cup. I don't. Can someone hit me in the comments? I don't understand.
I haven't even tried to
I
understand.
don't
Like, I wait
understand
till
it.
we
I
get
know
to
that
the end, and then I'll see like, okay, who's the last team
who's fan
standing?
season tournament winner.
Who's
I
the
know they
last
win
team?
$500,000. I know that. So yeah. So I mean, is it just like a bonus just to give like the NBA players? I don't know.
Real
I don't get
weird.
it.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with this. Was it Adam Silver? I don't know whose idea this was. It's very
Probably Silver.
strange. Very strange. Don't you?
And then I saw the Lakers have lost, so they're out of
So
they're officially
they're
out official.
defending. Yeah, I saw
So
that
they can't
Spike
defend
posted. Yeah,
their
eliminated.
title.
Spike posted it on with one of the one of the groups that we follow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it.
I said
I was like,
eliminated.
oh, the Lakers are so they can't defend. Because you always want to see like the team, like you want to see the person come
Yeah,
back and
you want to
defend.
see him get beat. It's like that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like yeah, like to the nature boy Ric Flair. I said yeah, to be the man, you got to beat the man. It's like
Hmm.
you want to beat the defending champion. It's like it's cool like winning it like without, but like you want to beat the defending champion just for
Hmm.
bragging rights. Like okay, I beat the champ. It's like to become champ.
Hmm.
That's what. So they're out of it. Even Jordan said that because like Jordan don't brag about being 6-0. Like he hates that shit. Jordan, I wanted to keep playing till we got beat. It's like that's like Jordan's attitude and shit. Like, yeah, like we could have came back 99, 2000. Like that's what Jordan was like. Like, I didn't want to end that shit in 98. It's like, yeah, like Jordan
No, he
wanted to keep
didn't.
playing until somebody beat him. Like, that's who Jordan is.
But we
As
know what
fans, we look
happened.
at that as bragging, right? Yeah, Jordan, 6-0. Jordan's like, nah, I think we should have kept going until somebody beat us and shit. That's what he was like. Cause even in the last dance, he talked about that, like '99. Yeah, the lockout season. Yeah, we probably could have won that one. He said it at the very end. Like, yeah, he said, yeah, we had a shot. And they brought everybody back on 1 year deals. 'Cause everybody's a free agent pretty much. What the people that mattered and shit, like Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, and Phil. People that matter were free agent. To bring everybody back on 1 year deals. It's like, yeah, we probably could have done it again. But
Now I want to simulate that team into 2K or something and see.
I love I love.
Simulate the
I'm a nerd
99
like that.
lockout
I'll be
season.
watching. Yeah, like do the yeah with but keep the team together and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I mean
simulate that
Phil
and
is
see what
still
it looks like.
coaching. Yeah, like Scotty. So Scotty doesn't go to Houston. Like you change everything around.
Hmm.
Michael and Dennis don't like just flat out like Robin. He didn't really retire. He just got cut and shit. Yeah. Then he said a couple of weird kind of people don't remember Rodman with Mavericks. Rodman, nobody remembers that. It's just like, that's how he ended his career. Like yeah, Dennis Rodman was teammates with Dirk Nowitzki and Steve Nash.
Wait, what?
Sounds made up. That actually happened. It's like it was a young Dirk and a young Steve Nash. Like that actually happened. It's like he was with the Mavericks, like 99 ish, whenever it was.
And Cuban was there?
Yeah, he played for Mark Cuban's team. It's like
What? What?
that actually
Like,
happened.
okay, now I want to be a fly on the wall because I can imagine Mark Cuban with Dennis Rodman. That just seems like hilarity right there. That just seems because they both are characters in themselves,
Rodman
both
hung
of them.
around another couple years, but nobody remembers anything after the Bulls and shit.
Very odd. A very odd time.
But like all of that, like you keep the team together, like yeah. So none of the real moves happen. Maybe you make some minor moves, like on the back end of the bench. It's like you
Hmm.
upgrade some of those, get rid of like Randy Brown. If you like that, nobody would care. But like, well, you keep Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, Phil. Like that's who matters. Like you
Hmm.
keep those four, and then do a simulation and see like do the Bulls make the finals? If they do, like do they beat the Spurs? It's like that's a good, young Tim Duncan. Yeah, that's
Let's do the what if, like how Marvel did the what if. Let's do
Marvel doing it.
that. Let's do a
If
basketball what
Michael
if.
Jordan doesn't retire, let's say that he stays like that through like he still retires in '03, but never leaves the Bulls and shit. He stays
Hmm.
like, oh, that would be a hell of a what if video. Somebody
Hmm.
that does what if videos do that because there's people that do those what if simulations on YouTube. So that would be an amazing one. Like,
Let's do some basketball ones.
yeah, Michael Jordan just comes back and then he retires as a Bull in '03. So a lot of stuff doesn't happen during that time. Like Elton Brand probably never happens. It's like Jay Williams might not happen. So if Jay Williams doesn't come to the Bulls, does he have the accident? It's like, yeah, it's a lot of shit that could
Ooh.
change and shit. It's like because of this
Ooh.
timeline. It's like, yeah,
Ooh.
a lot of shit could change. It's like, yeah.
Hmm.
Tim Floyd never happens, of course, because you keep Phil around. And so that means, which means Phil never goes to the Lakers. Like, so who do the Lakers get to coach Shaq and
Ooh.
Kobe? It's like a lot of changes. Think of all of this shit happens because if Michael stays with the Bulls, like all of this stuff happens.
If Mike doesn't retire and then get into his mindset that he may not, the Kwame Brown stuff may never
Bobby
happen.
Brown, yeah, that does because he doesn't go to the Wizards. Yeah,
That
so
doesn't happen, so he doesn't
yeah,
bully Kwame Brown.
yeah,
Because he did get bullied. Kwame Brown got
but yeah,
bullied.
I see he
He
came
did.
in the league under Jordan and then got
And then went
traded
to
to the
Kobe.
Lakers and Kobe Bryant. It's like
Who's just another Jordan, it's
and
like
you went with both the two competitors that were trying to win too. Like you went to win now teams, even though like you were very early in your career. You need a team that's gonna bring you
that's
along.
going to
So
develop you. You need someone to develop you.
you brought it with Jordan. Like Jordan is trying to like, all right, I'm retired in a couple of years. Like, yeah, like we ain't got time for that shit. You gotta produce right now. Like I'm retiring in 2 years. It's like, and then he went to Kobe's after Shaq left. Like, hey, like you supposed to be Shaq's replacement. Like, yeah, like you ain't Shaq. It's like he
You
came.
whack. You not
Yeah,
Shaq.
Shaq is whack. It's like, dude. It's like, yeah, he went there.
So I mean he's in the yeah, he was in a no-win situation. He was.
Well, that's like the first 8 years of your career. Like
Yeah.
by then you're fried. By the time the Lakers trade him, yeah, you're washed by then. Like your first
Yeah.
8 years of that, it's just like yeah,
Mentally,
yeah,
you're drained mentally from those two.
yeah.
Yikes.
So do we get Kwame Brown to YouTube, or maybe none of that happens if Jordan stays with the Bulls?
Now we gotta start simulating some things. I
Yes.
want some basketball simulator. I have some other scenarios that I want to do
Yeah,
too. I
we're
have
gonna
another
finish
one.
that. We're gonna do that shit. But let's wrap up on another damn podcast. I'm done. It's like we end on the simulation of what if Michael Jordan comes back for the 98, 99, the lockout season. Yeah. And they bring the whole band back. They're able to convince Scotty. Like Mike gets in Scotty's ear, like, hey man, don't leave. I know that you had that shitty contract, but just
Yeah.
we can
Well, he was
win.
from
We
Arkansas,
can
so
win
that's why he
we
signed
can
that
win number
contract.
seven. So just stick around a little bit longer. He convinces Scotty to stay.
Lucky seven.
Yeah, he convinces him. So that'll
And
be
then when you
interesting.
get seven, now you chasing eight. Like, okay, can we get like with can we do the
And by number eight, like yeah, the Lakers were like the team by then. So like you get
Mhm.
Shaq and Kobe versus the Bulls, like which would have been that'd have been a showdown there. That'd have won 7 games, but
Mm,
like but who wins game
mm,
seven? We that's what I
mm,
want to know. I think it would have went seven. No, yeah. Mm,
mm.
good shit. But let's wrap it up. Not another damn podcast. Episode 389. Definitely appreciate you supporting us. You know what to do if you want to support us further. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms, talking Apple Podcast, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, yeah, Amazon Alexa devices, and you could follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X, Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out at MSIMA8626 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also SCR8GULIEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs. And for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Hey, I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We will talk to you later. I'm gone.